Hello. Welcome back to episode 72 with Tifosi Time, your weekly Serie A podcast. Thank you for joining. You're here to talk, listen soccer. You're in the right place. I want to remind you guys, this is for the producer. If you have not done so, please subscribe. We come to you live every Monday, 9 p.m. on Twitch, YouTube, and then you can watch us in reruns if you want. Again, on podcasts. We're everywhere. One some reviewer said, if you love talking soccer, this definitely beats talking to yourself. So I stand behind that review. Welcome aboard. I'm Frank, I'm here with Dan, Chris, and Pietro. Say hello, fellas.
Our prayers have been answered.
Wait, do you think Allegri listens to this podcast?
The team would be better if he did, first of all.
He did.
Sandro would not start if he listens to this podcast.
Yeah, they made up COVID.
Now maybe Arriva Bene and Kiribini, maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe they listen to it. But yeah, big day, guys. The podcast actually fell on a great day because today was the end of the transfer market, and boy, did it end in a flurry.
Let me tell you, I will not be falling asleep next Juventus game.
That's a bold prediction. You sure you want to say for a half you'll stay awake?
I don't think I would even take money on that for him to fall asleep for everything.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Kid has like undiagnosed narcolepsy. So we are in a transfer window. It just ended a couple hours ago, 5-6 hours ago officially. Let's start with Juventus, because Juventus went from there's no hope, all of us looking at the team saying, wow, we're stuck and mired in mediocrity for years to come. And 1 week went by, and they managed to turn over a lot of the roster with a couple moves. So let's start there, because let's face it, that's going to be the bulk of the show.
I mean, where do you want to start? You want to start with Allegri this entire time that we're not making one move this entire window, and then you can't take what he says for truth, anything.
Yeah, that's strategy. That's posturing. You can't say what your plan is. But so let's start with the big move, right? I mean, obviously, if you follow Serie A and you follow Juventus, the big surprise was Dušan Vlahović coming down and then buying him in the winter. Which no one expected, right? Going into the season, the narrative was Juventus has no money. If we're lucky, he wants to come to Juventus, he'll come in June. And then all of a sudden, they found $70 million to bring him to Juventus in the winter window, which was exactly what the team needed. A great move. I don't know where the hell they pulled it out of, but it was really started the whole, with the last 3 or 4 days has been nothing but positive for Juventus. So thoughts on this?
Chris, why don't you start?
I think we said a little bit last week, but no one can say anything negative about it. I'm surprised it actually happened, right? But this changes the team completely. They needed a striker. This is what they needed, and they got it. So I'm excited.
It's not just the striker. We have Zakaria too, the guy we were talking about.
Yeah, we're talking him first.
I think a lot of people underestimate that guy. I think it's good. It's a very good guy, that guy.
We're going to get to Zakaria, but let's talk about Dušan, right? Because he's by far, I mean, is this the biggest transfer move, winter transfer move in Serie A history, pretty much?
Yes.
Right? $70 million in the winter So we all said, we talked about this last week. I know Daddy was kind of let's not jinx it, right? Until it comes official, but it solves so many problems for Juventus. The age is the right age, right? He's young. He's 22 years old. He just turned 22. He's had 2 years of proving that he can score in Serie A. He's got the right personality and edge of the DNA of Juventus. He's not scared of anyone. He fights. He's got skill, right? He actually can play the ball, help a team come up. He's a pivot, and he puts the ball in the net. He is, if we think about the top forwards in Europe right now, you think young forwards, right? After Messi and Ronaldo retire, you think Mbappe, you think what's his name? Holland, and you think Vlahović. Right? I mean, so this was a great move by Juventus and a signal to every other team in Serie A that if you thought Juventus was going to go down quietly,
it surprised
everyone.
I think Champions League now too.
Well, that's
Why
great.
not?
So let's go down that, Chris. What do you guys think? So now we got Vlahović, right?
What I think is a lot of people about, we'll talk about what happened overall. We just sold two guys, and we bought three guys. All right, we bought that. It's from Serie B. We're not going to take this window, or we just bought. It's a good central defense. Anyway, and most of all, we sold Kulusevski. Don't forget about it. Now, in other words, we are four people extra. If you could to take it, put in consideration, Vlahović and Zakaria, and Kulusevski and Bentancur. I think we did we earned a double.
Yeah. So let's just we might as well. So you kind of let the cat out of the bag,
Now,
right? But
now, everybody say is skeptical about the because they make fun and say depends where he put it in midfield, the left back, but the important thing is the one thing I like us to do is don't put Alessandro. That's the main things, and tell the people play the way how.
So let's just
say what he has to do.
Let's just break it down for
He doesn't
everybody.
have to
So
do nothing else.
So if we break it down for everyone, Juventus did 5 moves, right? So they got Vlahović, they brought him in. Then they managed to.
I'm sorry, he's having microphone issues, so he's interrupting you.
The producer told me to fix it.
You're better. You're fine.
You're fine,
Yeah.
Producer.
I'm fine now. No,
you're fine.
Good.
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
Yeah. So anyway, Vlahović came in, right? They bought Vlahović for $70 million. Then they go and they anticipate everybody, and they get Zakaria, right? Switzerland midfielder, pivot point in front of the defense, exactly what you need. Someone who's going to win balls back and allow Locatelli and McKennie to push up. They get Zakaria for $5 million, I think, plus maybe $2 million bonus. Great move, but it doesn't end there. They also addition by subtraction. They were able to sell Bentancur and Kulusevski to Tottenham. So Paratici, some have said in England that Paratici is still working for Juventus. That was actually some of the criticism he got.
But to be fair, he brought those guys in at Juventus, so he
Kulusevski was his guy.
Well, to be fair. So between the Kulusevski, which is a loan, an 18-month loan with I think an option or obligation to buy.
Well, if they hit certain things,
an obligation, and the Bentancur, it brings in $65 million to Juventus. So if anyone could have told you that they're going to sell Bentancur and Kulusevski for a combined potential of $65 million that pays for Vlahović.
Okay, but let's play devil's advocate here. Bentancur, only 24 years old. He's a national player, for Uruguay for years and years and years, and can play. He's obviously not playing as good as he was 3 years ago. But if you would have told me 3 years ago, let's sell Bentancur, I would say get the hell out of here.
No, so yeah, he can play. You're right, Dan. And Kulusevski, hopefully he's 21, right? Hopefully
exactly. He's 21. So
the point is, you have to look at the context of the team, though, right? For what we were trying to do, if you can replace Bentancur with Zakaria and actually end up on top money-wise.
Right now, those two players don't fit where is.
They don't fit. And that was part of the problem with the roster. Like, we had a lot of guys that...
Well, that never started completely,
Yeah. So I think, listen, it's a win. And then let's not forget, thank you, Glasgow, for taking Ramsey in the 12th hour. Ramsey is gone. Oh, now Juventus Juventus had to pay some of his salary, right, for the remainder of the year. But still, you're right. It's not all the salary they're paying for a guy who's never going to play. So
yeah, but they put something in case they want the next year to Rams. They have to pay 5.5.
They ain't gonna want.
They're not gonna.
Trust me, they're not gonna.
Why? Why? They say they got him like a Nero in Glasgow.
Listen, he's probably gonna do well there. Let's be real, right? You
know, the whole thing we from Ramsey. He was injured all the time. He used to play with the national team and then come back and was injured.
Well, the thing that hurt Ramsey was his salary, $7 million net, right? Which was like but if they would have bought him for $3 million salary, he would have just been some part of the roster that no one cared about. The problem was he was making $14 million gross, right, to get his $7 million, and he never played. That was the problem. And he'll probably do fine in Glasgow. So good, good luck, have fun.
Good for us. We got a 5.5.
All right, so we have some questions about Juventus. I guess I'll throw it out to you guys and see how you would do this. So first of all, formation and how they line up is going to be huge. What you were saying before with if Allegri doesn't mess up basically because he's got the players now that he could win with. So
but I'm afraid, Daniel. I'm afraid even for the media, because when they do the formation, they put Sandro. They didn't put the lead. Hopefully, listen.
Listen, I don't care about the media's formation. I want to know how you were lining up because in all this, you have to remember they kept Morata too. People were saying that Morata was going to go Vlahović. It came. He stayed. So you have to find spots for people. How do you guys line up this team, knowing what they have?
Right. Since Allegri listens to the podcast, give your lineup. Let's go. Maybe he'll listen.
Listen, I think now, I don't know if you guys agree. I think he's got a few different ways he can play it now.
Because I have an idea in my head, but I want to hear
Why don't you start it off? Start it off, and then we'll play off of that.
So obviously the back four is the back four, but I'm now moving Cuadrado up to right wing because they need someone to get the crosses and don't have a lot of people in that position. I don't want to see McKennie over there. So I'm living with DeShilio and Danilo as right back. I'm totally happy with that. You can alternate them, and that's easy. The middle two, you're rotating, obviously, because they're not going to bench Bonucci or Chiellini, so you're going to rotate between the four that are there with Rugani and Lit.
Oh, Rugani, now
he's going to play, apparently.
From 4 to now, it became
why did he just play 5 games in a row? Obviously,
he became contest.
Well, whatever. I don't even care about that part. I don't care about this. I'm not worried about that.
What about that?
What
about that? Because what we did this winter, this is January, right? But by Vlahović, stuff like that. I read their mind. They're going to sell the lead. And probably they're going to let it go with the ball. And that's not the way to think.
Okay. The point of my formation is that you're going to have to use Danilo in other spots, so he's not going to be available for you as a center back. So Rugani might get a game here or there.
Yeah, as the fourth center back. That's not a problem.
That's what I said. The other side, you have Sandro's going to play a little bit. You with that, so you're going to.
I don't think he's going to play.
He's going to play a little bit.
With this quality, he lost the place, the spot.
You have the defense, Greeny, whatever on this side. In the middle, you have Locatelli and McKennie, who can play in the middle. We're going to play a little more advanced ahead of Zakaria, right? That would be like the optimal thing. If you're playing with wings, I'm putting Morata on the left wing, and I'm putting Cuadrado on the right wing.
Yeah, but then you don't have Dybala.
No, you play 4-2-3-1.
That's what he just did.
So that's what I'm saying. You have different formations that you can play on, but I think Cuadrado has to move further up the field.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. Dan.
Has to move to the left side.
I agree with that. I think Morata. Cuadrado ends up being more of up on the wing. They don't have the wing, especially with Chiesa being missing.
Right.
And they're going to play Danilo and DeShilio. I think that's fine. So Cuadrado ends up playing further up. I think the real question ends up being how does he place Dybala, Vlahović, and Morata? Right, that's.
Frank, and the three, it's Cuadrado, Dybala, and Morata, right? Vlahović in front, in the middle is Locatelli and Zakaria. You understand?
So you're not playing McKennie at all?
No, McKennie maybe come in after.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're just saying you're just gonna have Locatelli and Zakaria in the middle.
Because we want to put McKennie at the ball or whatever, or anybody else.
No, but I'm saying is I think you're losing the edge you just got by Zakaria.
No, you're not losing nothing.
I think you do because you have Dybala and Morata as two of your 5 people in the midfield.
First of all, remember you have 5 substitutions. You have to try to find the formation that can play well. Now you want to use a Quadrado on the right wing to give a position because you don't have a case, all right? You want to put Morata, the most you can put here. I'll go along with Morata and Vlahović. Morata on the left, because Morata on the left, he can do some good pass.
I like him better there than up top with Vlahović. If you're playing two strikers, I'd rather have Dybala and Vlahović as the two strikers than Morata and Vlahović.
I agree with that. I just think you have to find the balance in the midfield, right? Because like you're putting a lot of pressure back on Locatelli if he's the only one in the midfield.
Unless you do 4-4-2.
Well, that's the debate, right? He's got options because if you do the 4-4-2,
Morata doesn't play.
Morata doesn't play. You play Zakaria a little bit behind Locatelli in the middle. You play McKennie and Quadrado, right? And then you play Dybala and Vlahović up top.
Yeah, I'm not so much concerned about the numbers 4, 5, 3, whatever. I just want the right players on the field. Like
I think these two players bought him
the right to play. The right to play. McKennie doesn't play in Asia.
But what you have to realize is like it's a long season. They have tons of games.
It's
gonna change. What you have to love right now is that they got Zakaria who runs his ass off. Locatelli runs his ass off. And McKennie runs his ass off.
But you have to find the togetherness of the team.
Yeah,
of course, now we talk as a team. We don't talk like before.
And the question is like, what is the strongest lineup you see it as? Like if you have one game to win, how are you lining them up?
Of course, well, that also depends on the opponent too.
Yeah. Well, because the question is, both those lineups we talked about with Quadrado, we're all saying, how do we get service to Vlahović? Is what we're saying,
of course,
basically, right? Yeah. But and that's why we're saying we want to put Quadrado there because we don't have fullbacks that can push up.
And Locatelli needs to be advanced. 100%.
And we want to free up Locatelli with Zakaria. So like you can't just put two guys in the middle and then Locatelli's stuck fighting for his life again because you have Dybala and Morata around him in midfield that aren't going to win so many balls. Mm-hmm. So he's going to have to find that balance. But I think he also has the luxury to switch in the middle of the game now because he's got some players that are interchangeable, right? Before, I think we had too many duplicates in positions that he didn't even want to play with. Don't forget we have Bernardeschi, right? So you have people that can come in and do their
Bernardeschi,
Arthur,
Rabiot, Arthur.
They're pretty deep.
Rabiot was a solid starter for the first half of the season. I don't see him touching the field a lot more the rest of the season.
Now you might get 20 minutes here or there. He might do better.
Suggestion: put him at left back.
I would try Bernardeschi at left back over Sandro.
They tried that in the past.
They try already.
Yeah, I think he's better.
Bernardeschi is going to be useful this now. He has to play right wing. When Quadrado's not there.
The left back you have the Chilio, you have Danilo on the left side. You have Pellegrini.
Yeah,
there's no problem.
And you have Danilo, right? But the problem
Danilo can play both sides.
He's going to be huge.
Can play both sides. Pellegrini.
The problem is I don't think he's ready. I'm saying it from Allegri. I don't think Allegri is ready to give the faith to Pellegrini. I would. We all would, right? But I don't think Allegri.
No problem. If you take out Sandro, you're okay in there.
I mean, if you're go ahead.
What makes you so convinced that he's not going to play Sandro though?
Hey, he's a stupid. This tactic.
I'm not arguing with you.
Right though, Chris.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying what makes
but the last couple of weeks he's started to make the move a little bit away from him. So
he never fixes the team if he starts continuing with that.
I agree.
He's given him the 20 minutes subbing in, but he's made the move gradually to other people.
Plus, we have to move up. This guy never move up.
Well, if your idea is to cross the ball to Vlahović, you put Pellegrini in instead of Sandro because he's going to cross the ball better than.
Agreed.
So
and it all depends.
Look how many goals the
that's what I'm saying. You have Quadrado and De Sciglio on the right side together. You're getting a lot of balls from that side.
I think we're all in agreement that I think between all the players we have, Sandro would probably be the least one on the sideline. Everyone else would have to be me.
I think to play Sandro.
Let's hope Allegri thinks like that.
I don't think he does because he's proven he likes.
That's my favorite too.
Because he's proven he loves Sandro. So why all of a sudden he's going to go from first to last? I don't think so.
He has to get used to.
It's definitely going to be an interesting thing to see how it unfolds, especially in the beginning with all these players.
So let me ask you this question, and I know it's going to sound like a fake question, but it's not. Does Vlahović start the first minute versus Verona?
Yeah.
Yes, I mean he's been there already.
Zakaria and Zakaria too. Let me tell you too. With this movie we did with Vlahović and Zakaria, we have to allow us to know he has to play up, not down.
So also,
I don't think Zakaria
He has to get the ball in there.
You have to
remember.
You have to remember too. McKennie is on international duty right now. He's playing 3 games in like 6 days. So true. I don't think he's going to be available for this game, and not for at least for a full 90. So it's Arthur or Zakaria in my mind.
I don't think Zakaria starts.
I don't think he does either. I don't think he is.
I think he starts
because he's going to get. He got there today, right, or tomorrow?
Tomorrow this is the first practice. How
many
practice you want?
For 3 practices, you think he's golden?
No, what would they understand that they were our midfield?
You're
the beautiful play we used to see.
You're thinking logically, but I'm just saying Allegri has this habit of waiting 1 or 2 games before he puts people in.
It's very true.
I think he's going to play. I don't know if he'll start.
Plus, they say Allegri.
Yeah.
Zakaria is the guy that you want.
We both believe they would start from minute 1, right? But would you be surprised if Zakaria?
No, we're not surprised.
If Vlahović doesn't start, I'm not watching.
That I mean, I'm 99%
I think
sure
there's a lot of pressure on him.
Vlahović is starting.
I think he'll start Vlahović.
Yeah, you can't not start him.
Hey, we know the Allegri mentality. We know, the new guy, he live on the bench, and then he has to get used with the. But if he does this with this 2 player, they throw him out right away. Listen to me.
I don't think so. But.
And then, we didn't talk much about Gatti, right? But he's the central defender from Frosinone. And, I mean, the little bit I've seen of him, he's definitely a guy who's tough. He wins the ball in the air, right? And I think a lot of that is kind of setting up potentially for Delit asking to leave this summer.
Well, that, or maybe they really think Chiellini's retiring and Bonucci, they want to, there's other,
true too.
That's they think more. Believe me, with Delit, if they want to get rid of him because they think just money.
No, but he might ask to leave, right?
No, he don't.
Because they're going to keep him.
They have to think about Bonucci. They all.
I mean,
if
you're Delit,
how many game Chiellini can give it to you?
But I'm saying
one months.
If Delit comes and says, I want to leave, he's going to leave.
But here's the thing. They helped their case with these signings right here. Like, oh, you guys just signed Vlahović, you're serious. You signed Zakaria, you're serious. So I don't see him wanting to be out,
now,
for
some people said that Gatti was a move by Juventus to try to get Bremer from
Right.
Potentially.
I tell you, don't think they get rid of Delit. It's some money.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they have to think about Bonucci, Chiellini. How long they can play this?
Well, I don't think they want to get rid of Delit. I'm saying if he decides he wants to leave, then they have to sell him.
Going back to
you lose him for free.
Going back to Gatti, the story that I read was that Torino was very close to signing him. And Juventus wanted to open talks for Bremer, and they said no. So Juventus was like, you know what? Screw you, we're signing him. And they stole him from Torino, basically.
Yeah. Well, so I think this was...
he wasn't ready to go to Torino.
Yeah, he was like so close.
So could we say that Cherubini, though, and Arriva Bene, right, who came in recently, like, did this to me, this little 2-week period where they actually were able to sell some people,
you can't
like,
complain.
It seemed like they were actually able to accomplish what they couldn't do in the last 4 years. The last 4 years, it was always like, we want to get rid of someone we can't do.
I think he was more than Cherubini, Arriva Bene.
Who was it?
He was Elkan.
Yeah, Elkan, I think.
You want to take the money.
For sure.
And say, I want to have a good team.
Yes, he gave the money for sure. But what about the selling the players? You have to admit they were actually able to sell players that we've been talking about for years.
Selling could be Paratici still work with us.
Yeah, that's what I think. I mean,
but you guys also, like, these players they sold still have tons of potential. Like that, this can backfire. Selling these players,
no,
really
it won't
badly.
Backfire because we wish them well. Let them go blow up. I mean,
we wish them well, but I don't think they backfire.
And I think for Conte, I think they're going to be fantastic for him. I think they're
going to fire Conte.
I think you saw
Tottenham fan say you took the Scarter Juventus, the garbage of Juventus.
No, I think these
That's
players
what
are going to
they
be good
call
for
it.
him.
I think they're actually going to play okay. I don't think they're going to be world
I think they
beaters.
will, but
I
I
think
think he's quitting in the summer.
But I think he paid way. I think he
Hey,
paid way too much.
The Tottenham fan, the moment they see you, Kulusevski, fight with the ball.
Yeah, he can't use his right foot. That's going to be frustrating.
But for Kulusevski, this might be a good move, right?
This
he
is
went
a
from the
perfect
pressure
fit for
of
him. Yeah.
Parm to Juventus. I think it was too much for him. Now to go
But
play in
Frank,
Tottenham.
how you talk?
System.
Frank, one thing as a Kulusevski, it's because they in England they play, physical game. But if you look at Conte, the way he plays, 3-5-2, right? You put on the 5 and the wing, right? So you expect him to be a defender too.
Which he can't defend.
The 5, he look more on the defensive side, not on the attacking side. Compared to compared to Inzaghi. Inzaghi he used a 3-5-2, but the two extreme, one's up, Conte one's down.
Yeah.
So imagine Kulusevski to do that.
Oh. And it's very true. Frank doesn't have to pronounce Kulusevski's name anymore.
No,
so
I'm kind of sad about that.
Do you think their corner kicks will get better with Vlahović in defense?
It can't get any worse.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
So one other thing, we didn't talk about Fiorentina on this side. Like as far as them being backed in a corner, like they had to get rid of him to get rid of a guy 18 months left in his contract and get that much money. I think they did really, really well on Fiorentina. I feel bad for Fiorentina. I feel bad for Comiso because he wants to be a winner there, but they got tons of money for somebody who's pretty much expiring.
But Daniel, they know you don't want to sign. You're not going to sign.
I know. So they were backed in a corner. That's what I'm saying.
They make more money selling the.
And not only that,
it seems like they're spending it wisely too.
It was double backed in a corner, right? Because not only did he say they knew he wasn't going to sign, but he also let it known he was going to one team.
I mean, that's what it seems like. He wanted just Juventus. That's
so you were negotiating against yourself, basically.
He refused Arsenal with Tottenham. They used to give him more money.
Like if he would have not wanted to go to Juventus and just say I want to not sign with Fiorentina, there would have been so many teams in play that the price would have gone 110 million. You know what I mean?
So that's the thing. Like I feel bad for them because they're in a position to make a European tournament, and you don't know now. Yes, they made a lot of signings, but you don't know if they're going to be able to keep it up. I think at most they're looking at 7th spot now with their team.
Oh, it's a big loss for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, so let me ask you this question. I know we kind of talked about I think last show, but now that he's officially on Juventus, he has 17 goals. How many goals does he have right now, Vlahović?
17. He's 17.
17.
Yeah.
It's weird. Let's go around real quick.
17 plus the 3 in Coppa Italia.
He has 20 combined already?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So where does he end the season combined? Where do you guys think?
Combined, I give it 12 goals.
So you think he's going to score 12?
I think it's more than that.
At least.
Yeah.
Is he taking the penalty shots?
He's not going to take the penalties.
Not taking the penalties. So right there, he's got 6 penalty shot goals already this year. So
I still think he got 15 in him.
Wow. You think 15? They win 15. They're getting 2nd place for the season.
Well, if you talk Coppa Italia, Championship, maybe can get to
so you guys aren't even expecting 4 or 5 games to get into the team. You're expecting to start scoring right away.
When's the last time he had a drought of 4 games in a row without a goal?
But when's the last time he changed teams in the middle of the season?
I think if he gets the ball, he's going to score.
Never mind. Understand with the other play.
It's
you
important.
Just give the ball to the guy and score.
Yeah,
I agree. You can't teach finishing. He knows how to
agree.
finish.
I'm playing devil's advocate. I think he's going to score his 10 to 12 goals. I think he will. But let's not.
No, he don't miss in Fiorentina every day, every week he sees score.
Yeah, but let's.
Why Juventus should not do the same?
But let's not forget players like Zidane took 10 games to get with Juventus.
Never mind Zidane. This guy wants to win.
It's different.
Zidane didn't want to win.
Oh, but this guy's forward.
This guy's got one job.
Just saying.
You see, unless you tell him to play mediano, terzino. My people in there, you will play without the forward. Morata and Kenny, they were not forward. Did you ever see them in the middle? Never.
No, that's fair. But how many assisted, we also give to the forwards that
But
were
how many scores every day, every time of the week?
not that many.
It's true.
No. Why? They don't get it.
Listen, I'm just saying. I think you guys can't.
Frank, I get what you're saying, but because it's this guy and his work ethic and how much he wants to be the best, I don't see him failing at all.
Listen, I hope he gets off to a start right away. I don't want him to.
Don't think you have to hope you don't get injured. That's all.
Oh, that you can't do.
And you can't panic if he goes to first 2 games and doesn't score.
No, he's going to score the next Sunday. You see.
And I know we're not talking about next year, and he's hurt, but Chiesa and Vlahović.
Oh, that I'm excited about.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the only shame that Chiesa's not there because Chiesa with
guys, I listen to me. We know Juventus up to today, they don't have a game and they don't have a play, right? They don't have a good player. We cannot deny the ball gets in the air.
no,
Even with the Chiesa team.
I mean, now
we have a better team. If the same ball get there, you don't have a Morato kid.
Well,
no. He's gonna if he gets 2 chances, he's most likely gonna score a goal, right?
As a crosser of the ball, I'm a lot more confident that it's going to get to him instead of Morata or Kane. You know, so I'm going to put the ball there more.
Kane and Morata don't win any balls, right? They don't anticipate anybody. So yes, we have that. I'm just saying, we're all betting on Zakaria changing the midfield. Like, can we give the guy 2 weeks to learn to play with the team?
No.
He's going to have a harder time adjusting to Vlahović.
Frank, I saw this guy with Fiorentina. He can defend the ball good. He has a vision. He give the ball to the right and the left.
I agree. We agree with
so
that.
why it's a plan there?
Well, I agree with that. But
Lord.
But you're saying like, you could just literally go play with 10 people you've never met before.
Yes.
And you're gonna play the same game.
I agree. I
remember
think
what
that good.
Frank soccer is one simple game.
People
who know to play. The mistake, what is when there's people that then they're not good.
Then, but you can't say that because then you look at all the teams in Serie A, and then we give there's 1 or 2 teams that play with a good game, and everybody else, why they've all played? Why do they play like crap? Why is Atalanta play better than everybody else?
Now let's go back a little bit. Fiorentina play a good game, right?
Yeah. Their coach.
Now we have to see without the Vlahović how many goals they score every week.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, Lord. So you have the right people in the right place. Wait.
Yeah.
No, there's no doubt we are 100. We are a lot better.
Inter, why is good? Good?
Because they got Gosens.
Ranocchio?
No, because they have Desco and Lautaro. When they get the ball, get there, they score.
Can we switch to Inter because I want to talk about them? We pretty much said our piece about Juventus. We're all excited.
I think I mean, I'll just say that I think this is setting them up nice for. They're showing like they know that they want to rebuild a team that makes sense.
I would say that none of us ever expected for this outcome to happen in the 2 weeks that it happened. So we literally not one Juventus fan could complain about anything.
And I've listened to like 20 Italian podcasts over the last week. They all say the same thing. No one predicted that
you can't. It wouldn't have been. It's impossible.
Because in theory, we fixed the team, Daniel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't complain about anything.
We fixed.
I did hear
on the field. Did they fix?
What do you think? Did you guys hear that? Once Ramsey was going, I heard that they were thinking about bringing Rovella in, and Allegri said no, let him play the second half of the year.
It's a pipe dream, Frank. He was never coming.
No, I think if they wanted him, they could have gotten him. Absolutely.
He'll be there next year.
And now there is
Allegri, right?
Now there is one thing you understand. If you look at the roster, our roster, Juventus roster, they are on the young side. And going with the time, if we can get a good player, young too. You understand? Like Rovella, don't think we have to worry about
Rovella,
they want to make money.
They got
Bonucci can lead.
Yeah, they got players. They got it's going to be exciting. Like Chris said, this is the first time in a couple years where I'm pumped for Juventus.
I want to watch the games.
And hopefully it gets players that were thinking about leaving potentially, like De Ligt or Dybala. Maybe it convinces them to I want to stay as part of the project.
Every weekend, I was like, all right, yeah, Juventus plays, but like I wasn't excited to watch them. Now I want to watch them play,
because now I feel like there's people on the field that might do something.
Yeah. All right, let's transition to Inter because Frank, in the beginning of the season, you picked your MVP as Gosens. He's your favorite player in the league. I think I could say safely before moving to Inter. What are your feelings on Gosens now, who is now Inter's player?
So I will honestly say this was kind of crushing in a lot of ways because for a few things. I hate Inter. For them to get Gosens, I think was a really smart move. It was one of those people. Listen, for me, the only thing that could have been better for Juventus is have the same exact market they had, and somehow Gosens' name was added to that list in places. Right, then I think we win the Champions League. I would bet money on them winning the Champions League.
But let me stop you right there. Like he went to Inter, right? Great, good move, right? He didn't go for that much. Does
20 million?
Yeah. Does Adelant know something we don't?
25. That's what I'm saying. I think it was a good move.
So he's still injured.
Don't forget this injured.
Yeah,
he's injured.
That's another man.
He's
That's
injured.
what I mean. So do they know something we don't?
I think this was the dump because remember a couple shows back. I said, "Well, Adelant, don't forget they're getting Gosens back. That's going to help them." It's like getting
60 million in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I think this is. I think now the hope of Adelant. You know how I kept saying I think they're going to find another gear. They're going to start playing better. A lot of that was based on getting people back. Gosens one. I think it's done now. I think the cycle of Adelant is done. I do. I think we passed them. They don't make the Champions League. Either them or Napoli are out.
That's you see Marotta's end.
Yeah, it was a smart move. It was a Marotta. Marotta was like, you know what, this guy's value's down. He's injured. Maybe they think they can get away with it.
Caicedo is good too.
Caicedo's supposed to be very good
because Caicedo is good. The last 10 minutes when
he's an Inzaghi favorite. I mean, Inzaghi coached him in Lazio, so he knows exactly what he's going to get for him. So.
But to me, Gosens is the move that like people don't talk about, right? It's a fullback that plays like for two people. Like if you picture the problems we have with Juventus with Sandro, and we keep saying, "Oh, how do we make that side work?" If you have a player like Gosens, you crush teams that have people like Sandro on the other side.
Fred. Inter is a good team. That's Gosens, even is good. You're not going to change the lot of things. Compared to Vlahović and Zakaria.
Well, Gosens is not going to be relied upon as much as
it's like what Dan's saying. Inter's playing well already, and they got good players.
So there isn't that too much difference. You have to see the difference. Cristo, I want to see if you fell asleep the Sunday.
I probably would.
But here's what I'll say, though. Good teams, right? When they want to have a long period of winning, this is the type of moves they do, right? They add to good teams. Gosens is a guy you add to a good team, and you add to the base. I think it's going to pay off for Inter.
Hey,
I agree.
And then there's one thing. This is what we did to Juventus. It means one thing. Elka and the DNA Juventus, they got tired already to see Inter winning.
Oh, yeah.
So you get the next year we go there.
Well, but I think, again, this is a counter move that like went under the radar. But if Juventus didn't get Vlahović and the move and the headline was Gosens to Inter, how much worse do you feel about catching Inter?
If you're an Inter fan, who did you want more than Gosens to get on your team? Like, that's the best fullback in the league.
Daniel, it's not going to be a lot of important to like Vlahović.
I understand that, but he's still, like you said, surrounded with good players.
Yeah.
He's a great player. Assuming he's healthy, you got the best fullback in the league in my eyes.
But they had a good team already. DeMarco, they had a good team already.
But he's also, like Frankie said, he's building the future. Iverson isn't going to stay if he's not going to contract.
I love it when he goes, they got good players, and the first name comes out of his mouth is DeMarco. He made fun of me last year.
No, he's saying in that position, prior six, DeMarco.
DeMarco has a nice shot.
You thought he was horseshit.
But listen, when you're one of these teams,
I'm changing my mind about DeMarco.
Yeah, he's allowed to change his mind.
And when you're one of these teams, though, and you're competing for Serie A for the championship, you're in Champions League, you're going to get to face other good teams, right? And in the end, it's about the totality of the team versus another team and say, okay, who has the difference makers? And to me, Gosens gives you a different maker from a position you don't normally get them from. There's only a few fullbacks that are difference makers to me, right? And
him and Spinazzola, both guys who were hurt. Like, other than that, I don't see many that are like that.
Listen, you'll appreciate this. Juventus in the days, what did we say? That Lippi messed up that one time because he didn't play Zambrotta, right?
No, because at that time, then the final, he put Montero on top of Kolovenko.
Yeah, instead of Zambrotta, who was our like guy who accounted.
That's one of the mistakes.
And he took off the advantage that Juventus played with the entire season. And I think Gosens gives you that type of advantage. We certainly don't have it with Sandro, right? Like De Sciglio and Danilo, they're okay, but they're not difference makers. You know? So
I mean, in my eyes, Inter made more moves than I thought they were going to make, and I like the moves that they made.
Frank, certain aspect, De Sciglio and Danilo, they are more defender than Gosens.
Yeah, they are. They're more defenders.
So not putting in double-digit goals either and getting double-digit assists. So
no, So where did Sensi go?
Sensi's at Sam. He went to Sam. So
that's good for them. For Samp is good.
So anyway, I mean, we loved Juventus' moves, but I can't say anything bad about Inter's moves.
No,
either.
listen,
I think
Juventus
they were great.
would you guys agree it was a 10 in terms of a transfer market for Juventus?
Yeah, if that's not a 10, what is a 10?
Yeah, exactly. And Inter, I mean, they probably had like a solid 8 or 9.
I mean, my only thing with Caicedo is like I like him; he's a decent player, but like I didn't think they really needed him. When you have Alexis Sanchez, you have all these guys up top. How much is he going to play?
No, but he can rely on him. So
yeah, I mean, he's a favorite of his, so that's why he got him.
See, Daniel, sometimes you buy someone like Caicedo, Sanchez next year is gone.
Yeah. So it's Caicedo's not young though; he's old.
Sanchez is someone who makes 7 million.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, this is similar to
2-3 million.
This is very similar to what Marotta did by losing Lukaku, right? They lost Hakimi and Lukaku, and they brought in Correa and Dzeko and Humphreys. And that's what we're up to.
Humphreys, not Humphreys.
I mean, Dumfries.
And don't forget, Inter want Zapata. So they get Zapata, get Caicedo.
Yeah, it might be a move for the future, but I mean, as far as this season, I don't think he's going to make it. Maybe he wins one game for you. He comes in at the end and scores a goal, but that's about it.
And the rumors
when is Gosens going to play again?
I don't know.
I think at least another month he's out.
The rumors for the summer too. They didn't make a lot of moves, but the rumors coming out are they're number 1 for Frattesi and Scamacca. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, Christopher. Yeah. We don't. You see, you don't talk like name because you have to see where you need the guy. You got a Scamacca, all right.
You got a Scamacca.
You sell. That's going to 35 years old.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Maybe you get a Scamacca. Maybe you get a Scamacca because you have intention to sell Lautaro.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're thinking
of replacement. The point is you have the schedule of the team.
My point is they didn't go crazy in the winter. They didn't need to, right? They got Gosens, great. But they are right now, from what you hear, the front runners for Frattesi, who we all love, and Scamacca.
Well,
but
that's all. I don't believe any of that shit. It's just rumors.
They bought those two. Maybe they bought for the future, like you know. The same Juventus. This money they spend now, they were money they have to spend the next June, so they anticipate. You understand? Yeah. Because anticipating could get to fourth place, a championship, could mean money.
Listen, if they were able to sell the guys they were able to sell during the winter, I think they can sell the last few Rabiot and Sandro and stuff in the summer. Maybe not for a ton of money, but they can get rid of them because they finally showed that they.
What don't you think? Do you think this two you mentioned they're going to still be in Juventus?
No, I'm hoping that they do the same exact thing for them in the summer, right, and get rid of them.
If you can get Ramsey away, even on a loan, then anyone will take anyone.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, that wasn't the case for Juventus for 5 years when we had Podolski. You couldn't get rid of anyone.
You see the difference between Ramsey, Rabiot, and Sandro. Rabiot and Sandro, they are playing. Ramsey, they never play.
Mm-hmm.
So it's some team to pay him 7 million. We don't know, your situation, your condition, how
We
you
have
feel.
we have a comment in the chat. Best move of the window is Eriksson to Brentford. I wanted to talk about that a little bit. We might as well now. I love that Eriksson is playing again. I mean, yeah, obviously we hope that he's healthy and all that. But personally, Chris and I, our EPL teams are Brentford. We love Brentford.
100%.
We love their story. We love the way they run their team, their money ball strategy, and the fact that he's on there. I hope he does great, and I want Brentford to stay up. So, and they will stay up. They're doing decent for their first year ever there. But that was awesome for Eriksson to go there.
Yeah, let's hope he's healthy.
Oh, about the English team, did you see the Everton bought Dele Alli
Yeah.
and the other guy, Van der Beek?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, but
English teams have a lot more money than these Italian teams. So, anyway, there's a bunch of other moves. I mean, I put a few teams on this slide and other slides, teams that made moves. Like Napoli didn't do much. But one thing that's coming out of Napoli is that they want to re-sign Koulibaly. He's probably going to be their next captain. But as far as their moves, they bought a defender and they lost Manolas.
The losers of the window for me, Atalanta. They lost Gosens. They lost Lovato.
I mean, Lovato didn't play for them, so how was that a loser?
Even with Boga, they didn't need Boga. So to me,
he went on hiatus. Like
they have a million offensive midfielder forwards.
They also got loan Empoli, Mahala, right? They got him too.
Did that go through? First of all, he's on Parm, isn't he? Mahala.
Yeah, but these people that don't make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, the only one who's going to make a difference on the team is Boga. He's going to play, and he's going to hopefully do what he's been doing the last couple of seasons. If not, they're screwed.
It's not easy that he play, or it's not easy he has to get in the contest of the team.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, they're an exciting team that got even more exciting because he's one of the most exciting players to watch in the league. So, but you're right, they can't defend. So
for me, if I'm Gasparini, if they don't make the Champions League, I'm trying to get a big team next year.
Oh, you're leaving? You're leaving
out
a lot?
It's over. I think it's over.
No.
We'll see. I think it was already.
No, they made a good contract to get.
Frank, they have so many young players in their system that they're going to start filtering in. But their team's going to be set for years.
We've been saying for a year they haven't played the way the top Atalanta that we liked. Now we're assuming they're going to.
Atalanta,
fourth place.
Atalanta loaned to Genoa Piccoli, another young guy.
Yeah.
And Piccoli used to play.
But Piccoli's not a player for Atalanta. If he's playing for you, that's bad. So I agree with loaning him out. You need to play other people than Piccoli.
Because you have Zapata, that's why.
Yeah, Muriel and Zapata are out. You're not getting the Champions League if you're stuck with Piccoli. Other ones on this league, Milan signed. I mean, they got rid of Pellegrini, who went then to Torino on loan over there. They got rid of Conte, who's never playing over there. And they signed a young forward. I don't know much about this kid, Lazatic. What is he, 18, 19, 20 years old? I mean, that's a move for the future. So they didn't really do much for the current team. So
I think Milan fans were upset.
You see, about the Milan, right? About Milan. It's look compared to Juventus, what they did this winter, right? They won a Botman, central.
They were close to getting them.
They could not pay 40 million. They could not pay. You know what I mean? They don't have money. They don't have money.
That's a lot of money for a defender, though. Do you want to spend 40 million on a defender?
They have a Kaya injured.
Yeah.
Tomorrow now is still injured.
Listen, they needed him desperately. It would have been a great move, but they just couldn't work it out.
They got to resign Kessie. That's what they got to do.
You think? I wouldn't.
I don't know. Kessie's kind of
you have to understand.
You're just going to let him walk?
You have to understand one thing. Ibrahimovic and Jurard, I don't know if they play next year.
Well, so the other rumor is Abramovich is already saying he wants to come back another year. Which I don't know. Do you take Abramovich back another year if he wants to?
This year he's felt.
I don't know that I want him anymore. You know,
he's felt a lot this year. He doesn't play.
He makes no impact on the field. He barely runs.
7 million.
Yeah, you can use that money somewhere else.
He was old 2 years ago, but 2 years ago he made an impact. Like he scored his goals, he helped the team. Like he played most games. Now he barely plays, and when he plays, he does nothing.
Yeah. So their window, I mean, for me, Frank, you're saying Atalanta drops out of the top 4. I'm more concerned about Milan dropping out.
Milan
of the top
didn't
4.
help themselves. I mean, Lazovic.
And then I think Leao, most of the team put the eyes in Leao. If you lose Leao in there,
yeah, well, they're
I
not
wouldn't be
losing
surprised if Leao gets sold
They're
for a
going
lot
to
of money.
re-sign him. They're going to offer him another contract.
yeah, they're off.
Frank, right? Like you have more confidence in Milan staying in the top 4 than Atalanta staying in the top 4.
I just think Atalanta had so many injuries, and when I was hoping them getting some of these players back, and then you get rid of Gosens, I don't know.
But look at Milan has no center defense. Their 2 are out right now. Like
but they've been playing with that for a while already.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Napoli's. I don't think Napoli's strong.
Pretty good.
Like there's no guarantee of those 2, 3, or 4 to stay in there. Any one of those can bounce out.
No, do we all agree now though? Juventus has no excuse if they don't make the top 4. It's a failure.
I mean,
now.
If they don't make top 4, then he's fired. There's no way Allegri's staying.
I would fire him. I would have fired him a month ago, though.
I would Sunday.
If they lose Sunday, you're firing them.
Sunday, if we will win, probably Milan is going to lose with Inter. Milan is in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think all those teams can easily drop out of the 4.
Well, listen, I think it only helps us. It only helps us now that really the 3 teams except for Inter, any of them could drop. I think Juventus still has work to do. That's the thing. Like, it's pretty hard to say. Like, we're really saying, they should make the top 4. They're behind 4 points, the minimum.
It's a lot of changes for the middle of the season. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think they should make it too. I think if Allegri misses the Champions League top 4, there's a lot of – he doesn't have any excuses he had a week ago, for sure.
I think I want to put Allegri. If the game, if the play doesn't change, I don't think next year is going to be with us.
We'll see.
I don't know if they're going to pay him 3 years to sit around.
Yeah, I don't care.
And plus, it's like, who are you going to bring in? Are you going to bring Gasparini? Like, who are you going to bring in? Someone good? Like, they fall from trees.
Torino, they signed Samuel Ricci from Empoli, who is an under 21 international player. I think he's going to be in the national team in a couple of years. That was a very good signing for them. With Pobega.
Okay, but I don't think.
But not even for a lot of money. What, 10, 14 million?
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to be on the national team. That guy.
I mean, I think he's on his way.
Supposed to be really good.
They signed Fares, the midfielder, but I think he hurt his ACL like as soon as he got there, like a day later. So I don't even know if he's ever going to play for them.
Awesome.
Which sucks. And they got Pellegrini from Milan, which to me, I don't think he's a good player. So that's useless to me. And they lost a couple people on this one. The only reason why I put Genoa and Salernitana because they're battling, and I told you guys for months and months that like Genoa always makes tons of moves during the winter window, and they made tons of moves during the winter window. So we'll see if it pans out.
I like the Dragosine move for Salernitana. I think that's good. At least
I mean they brought in some people too. You know, he left Samp and now he's there. So
Salernitana and Genoa, they did a lot of moves.
Yeah, because
now Genoa has a new coach. He wants them run young. Well, I don't know if he's able to put together 9 new players.
He's gonna have to rotate them the way he expects them to run, and like that first game was totally different team. Like they were fun to watch.
They were enjoyable to watch, but they have so many people changing in and out. I mean, for Salernitana, they have a goalie. Like, do you guys remember Seppi from Parm? I mean, he before Buffon was there, he's a quality goalkeeper. Like, they have an upgrade right there alone that's going to help them.
I like the way he played with his foot.
Yeah, he's a really good goalie. I mean, for them, he's good. This Moise kid, whatever, the forward, is apparently going to be playing now with Ribéry. He's supposed to be okay. And then Dragus and Fazio. They just brought in as many players as they could.
Listen, they needed something to show the fans at least we're trying.
I don't think it'll be enough. They'll be relegated, but whatever. Dom, go to the other one real quick. We'll run down some of the other moves because I think we have one more page of this.
You can make it the full screen too if you need to.
Well, he's zooming in because we can't read it. Oh, you're saying make the thing the full screen.
Yeah.
So we talked about Fiorentina losing Vlahović. They also sold Polgar to a Turkish team, and they lost Benassi. So they brought in forwards. They knew they were losing Vlahović, so they brought in Piatek on loan, Ikone they bought, and Cabral they bought, who, by the way, that guy has like 20-plus goals already this season in the league that he was playing in.
Football Manager is pretty good.
I mean, he's got potential. So we'll see. Maybe they knew what they were doing this whole time. But they're going to struggle to stay in the top 7, I think, with losing Vlahović.
Yeah.
Sassuolo did not buy anyone except for this Moro kid who was supposed to be really good.
Watch out for Luca?
No, they didn't. They didn't pull the trigger on Luca. They were rumored to buy him. But this Moro kid is supposed to be really, really good too. So just keep an eye out for him. I don't think he plays.
Where'd they get him from?
I can't remember off the top of my head. But he.
It doesn't surprise me. They know talent, man.
Chris. I'm telling you, this kid you're gonna like.
I'm surprised they didn't get the Luca deal, because when we heard the rumor, we thought that was because they'll sell Skamaka in the summer and they'll have Luca to take his place.
Oh, maybe they wanted this kid instead, because I don't know that he's gonna play at all this season, but if he does, I keep an eye out for him, because he's gonna be good. And they lost Boga and Goldeniga. Bologna brought in a couple players, defender Casillas. I don't even know what league he was from, and then Rojas, who was on Crotone. I remember him from when they were in the top division. I liked him, actually. And they lost Olsen, which was a surprise to me. I'm surprised they got rid of him. What else we have? Hellas Verona bought a defender and a midfielder that I've never heard of. One Greek kid. Where's our Greek fan? We have one Greek fan here. I'm sure he loves that move. And then Samp bought Sensi, Magnani.
Hey, I had Magnani on my team on my bench. You guys laughed at me.
Well,
obviously, Sampadoria sees it the same way.
Yeah, they bought like 5 players. They're desperate too. They need
Conte's good. Riccon's good. Like they brought a lot. They brought some good players.
Hey, anytime there's a prop bet for Riccon to get a yellow card, just do it.
Yep, he's right.
I also think it's funny. Like Juventus should not loan players to Sampadoria anymore, because they go there and they never play. One Egalitarian, like basically jetted out of Italy.
That wasn't their fault.
That's not their fault.
He's got issues.
Yeah, but what about Dragusin? He didn't play either.
He played a little bit.
He started to play a little bit.
Well, he's gone now. He couldn't play that much.
Coyote made some moves. They brought in a few people because they're kind of desperate. And the moves that they had out, we knew about. Godin, Caceres, we knew that they were those were the troublemakers in the group. So they got rid of them.
Sassuolo. Goldeniga was played with Sassuolo.
I think he was loaned out to a different team and then just loaned him out again.
No, to Cagliari now.
Yeah, I know, but Goldeniga was on a different team.
No, my question is, how Kirch played in Sassuolo and Goldeniga is better than him?
Who?
Goldeniga is better than him.
Than Kitty Cash, you're saying?
Yeah.
No arguments for me. I hate Kitty Cash.
I don't understand the one.
Kitty Cash is slow and not skilled. He's not a good combo for a center back.
Yeah, but Goldeniga was
He's got a cool bald head.
Yeah.
Makes him look tough.
Rome made the couple moves that they made a few weeks ago, and then they just got rid of, Mourinho. He didn't like players, so he got rid of people.
They were trying to ship Diawara to Valencia, and he turned it down.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah, I don't know how much they sold Roma. This guy Wheeler.
That's just loans. I don't think they're. I don't know.
If I was Juventus, I would have looked at him.
He hasn't played in months because Mourinho hates him.
Yeah, Mourinho didn't give him a chance.
Yeah, but Wheeler wasn't that bad.
No, last year he played decent. And Mauro had over 15 goals last year, and he didn't touch the field because Mourinho hates him.
Mm-hmm.
So
Coyote held on to Nandez, right?
Yes, that was the other rumor for. Not that he's more of a right midfielder. For Juventus,
Nandez, he was a guy. He runs a ton, right?
Yeah,
and he's decently skilled. And he can play in a lot of different positions.
But as a right now, I think we have a McKen. We don't really know.
Yeah, I didn't see him as a major need, so I wasn't really.
He's an okay guy.
Yeah.
I don't think we need him. Really.
I don't think it's an absolute need.
So there were other Venezia's on this chart too because they're battling. They bought their players, but they bought them a while ago. Cuisance and Nani. We'll see if they can have enough to hold up and stay up top.
Yeah, Diawara rejected the move.
That sucks. I would have liked to see him over there. Yeah. All right, that's the majority of the moves. I'm sure there's websites that have the entire list of every single transfer if you want to read that before bed. Why don't we look at the games for this weekend and get back on track with our predictions? Because I'm making a second half push, let me tell you. I'm going to blow you guys out of the water.
Huh.
Finally, I feel like we haven't seen games in forever. And I think it's just because we're more pumped because now we get to see a new Juventus. But for those who don't know, we each pick a game. We give our predictions. If we get the outcome correct, we get 1 point. If we get the score right, we get an additional point. So right now, Chris is winning this, and then Frankie and I are tied, and then Pietro's in last. So let's give Pietro the choice of the first game since he's in last place.
I don't think he's awake.
Are you awake? What game do you want to pick?
Let me take it. It's a nice game.
There are a few good games, yeah.
I think.
I know you want Salernitana Spezia. That's the one you're looking at.
Oh. Inter Milan.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go with the derby, right? That's got to be one that we pick. So Inter's home.
Milan, 3-2.
You're saying Inter 3, Milan 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Chris?
2-1 Inter.
I mean, is Inter ever going to drop any points? If they don't drop points here, I'm going with the draw. These games are always so close. I'm going to say 2-2 draw.
I want to draw, but I think Inter's going to win 2-1.
I mean, you guys as Juventus fans, that's a good thing, right? That Milan's dropping.
Is it?
I think it is. You don't have a shot at first place, so
you never know.
You don't have a shot at first place. Get that out of your head. Even if Vlahović scores 7 goals on Sunday, you don't have a shot at first place. All right, so get it out of your head.
You waste them.
Yeah, that's why we give it the win to Inter.
That's what I'm saying. So you guys have it in your head that it's a good thing if Milan.
Oh, Inter can lose the
a tie would work too.
Yeah. Chris, pick a game.
Can I get bonus points on this one? Juventus versus Verona. 3-2 Juventus. Vlahović gets 3 goals.
Yes. If that is the outcome, I will give you 5 points. Okay. It has to work out exactly like that.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Frank?
He's not even going to dress. Watch.
I think Juventus does eke out a win here.
Eke out a win.
I'm gonna.
They did lose to him
the first week 2-1 the first time, but I think they win 2-0.
3-1.
I said before, I think Bonucci's still backpedaling on Simeone's goal from the last time they met. That's how bad his defending was. You're saying so everyone's picking Juventus. I'm saying 3-1 also. I think they win convincingly.
I'm saying Allegri's team's not giving up goals, and you're saying Verona's definitely all getting a goal on them.
Yeah, but go to Verona, Mike, could score a goal.
I mean, Verona attacks. They score goals. Mm-hmm. So for them to get shut out is difficult.
What will this show be like next Monday if we lose 3-1?
I might not show up.
It would be quite the entertaining show. It would be 45 minutes at least of us.
We're going to do our talk.
Screaming. You probably crying, Frank. I
yeah.
See that,
yeah.
But.
Yeah, probably.
Chris, did you pick a game?
Yeah.
Oh, you just picked that one? Frank, pick a game.
Fiorentina, Lazio. Ugh.
It's a tough one.
That is a tough one. I'm going to say 1-1.
Let me say the same thing.
2-1 Fiorentina.
I'm going to say 1-2. Lazio wins this one. Because Fiorentina's got a lot of stuff to figure out. They got a lot of new players.
Let's a better coach.
Oh, what? Fiorentina, yeah. They have a 100% a better coach.
That's why I picked them.
If I'm firing Allegri, I'm signing Italiano as my coach.
Yeah, but remember Saturday last year he wrote something on the book.
That's right. He's going back to the notes now.
That's true. Forgot about that.
The notes he wrote in the first half of the year coming.
I'm trying to think which game.
How many boogers do you think are in his journal?
You got me. You got mine. 1-1, right?
Yeah. What'd you say, Tom?
As Dan wants to pick a game reminder, if any of you guys want to watch any of these games streaming, you can get a free 7-day pass to Paramount in the link below. Not a sponsor, but we do get some affiliate cash from it.
Hey, don't do the cazzate.
No, it's true.
He's true. For me, you guys are gonna laugh at me for picking this one, but I want to do Rome Genoa. That's the game I want to pick, and I'm picking a 2-1 for.
Can I ask you the favor?
Who are the faves
right now?
It's Inter.
Right now, it's Inter. They're currently ahead.
Yeah,
it's Inter, and it's not
unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah. So for Serie A, you're looking for second, third, and fourth. You're not looking for a winner. The winner's pretty much decided.
It would take a massive collapse by Inter for another team to beat them at this point.
So I'm picking Rome Genoa as my game, and I'm doing 2-1 victory for Genoa. Genoa will turn it around, and they will be out of the bottom three. They are
2-0 for Rome.
2-0 for Rome.
I feel like Rome does have lapses in defense, and I don't know.
I'm saying 2-2.
2-1 Rome.
He says, I feel like you have lapses, and I pick up the win.
2-2.
I think Genoa is going to be safe. They're not going to stay in the bottom three, and they're going to start now.
So who's going to be the bottom three at the end?
I think Venezia, Cagliari, and Salernitana are the bottom three.
Oh, please not Venezia, man. It's a team.
I think the Cagliari is going to make.
You think they're going to survive?
Yep.
So who's your bottom three?
Genoa, Salernitana, Venezia.
Frank, what about you? Who's your bottom three?
Can I see the standings?
I mean, I don't know if our producer has that available right now, but I mean, down there you also have teams like Spezia.
Yeah, I was gonna say Spezia. I'm not too convinced with. I don't know.
They're on a 3-winning streak, by the way.
They are, but their coach is a moron.
No, from Sampdoria down, they hold it.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Even Udinese, you got to be careful. But he doesn't have the table. I don't think. He's got Chris. Who's your bottom three? While he's
nicely produced.
I think Salernitana and Spezia, just because I don't like their coach. I don't know the third one because I would say Venezia, but I want them to stay up, so I can't pick them.
Well, thanks for not playing the game.
So, let's go.
Didn't we pick this at the beginning of the season?
I know. I'm just saying. For now, with the moves that everything happened.
Why are there sneakers on the screen?
What is this, Dom? This is the worst.
Nicely produced.
No, we gotta get this off this amateur crap we're producing here.
He's unpaid, and I feel like we're getting ripped off.
Not working.
Frank, I'll wait for you next week for your predictions.
Okay,
that's fair.
That's fair.
All right. While he's pulling that up, please like, subscribe, YouTube, Twitch. There's Instagram. We were all over Twitter this week, guys. Oh, we had a poll, Dom. You should have got the poll that we got. I ran a poll on Twitter, and I got so many responses. What position do you think Juventus gets now with the moves that they made when they were signing Vlahović? This was before Zakaria. And it was first, second, or third, or fourth were the options. Fourth place won with 29%. Second and third got 28% each. And then first place had 14% or something like that. So people are,
how many votes?
Over 100 something. I don't remember. It was.
Listen, Juventus still has a lot of work to do. We're 7 points behind Milan. So.
Yeah. So Frank, give me your bottom three real quick before we go.
Man, I think Salernitana. Sorry, Chris. I think Venezia.
Yeah.
And I'll say Genoa.
Okay, we all picked something different.
The same I say.
All right. Oh, you picked the same as them? Okay, we'll see.
Udinese might slip down too.
Yeah.
Did anyone buy Vlahović jersey yet?
Oh, I heard that their sales they're kind of crushing it. They said the first couple of days they had more sales than they had jerseys.
His Instagram following went from 300,000 to 1 million already.
What do you guys think about him going 7? And they did the whole Duvan 7 or whatever.
DV7 instead of CR7. Yeah. I could care less about it. Their marketing sucks. Marketing is so stupid. I hate it.
Why would you put him directly in competition for Ronaldo?
It's
why would you even do that?
Setting him up.
They're doing something right. I think I read the other day they've sold more jersey than any other European team, in Europe. Like they've sold.
They're up there in the top 10.
Well, was that
they're not top.
including Ronaldo sales?
Yeah, and that's probably why too with
Probably.
Ronaldo.
I mean, it's kind of
Lazio bottom 3. Poot says, "Oh man, they got a far way to dip for bottom 3. I don't think that's happening."
that would be awesome.
Sorry, still gets an extension though.
That's just Lazio ends up bottom 3. That would.
Does he get paid in like cigarettes?
And notebook paper.
Anyway, let's wrap it up. Follow us on everything you can think of. Any podcast format, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter. Interact with us. We enjoy it.
Put the show on loop. Watch it 6 or 7 times before bed.
Click our buddy's affiliate link over here if you want to watch Paramount for free for a week.
HD streams without viruses. Get it while it's hot.
And next week we will talk about Hellas Verona winning 3-1 against Juventus.
And Bob's not even dressing.
I'm not even showing up if that happens.
Anyway, have a good night.
Night.
Good night.
Adios.